السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. فصلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اهتدى بهديه وسار على سنته إلى يوم الدين. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي أولا بتقوى الله تعالى وطاعته ولزوم أوامره وكثرة مخافته، فإنها شعار المؤمنين ودثار المتقين ووصية الله في وفيكم أجمعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Dear brothers and sisters, a Canadian philosopher and doctor, his name is Alain Dino. In 2017, he is a graduate from France, very well known in Canada. He wrote in 2017 his famous book, which is called Mediocrity. نظام التفاهة, mediocrity. And in this, which is really a book that talks about how the world is now promoting and introducing and presenting and polishing those who are considered leaders, who are leading in the art, in the economy, in politics, in so many fields and aspects of life. They become the people who are the considered celebrities, where people are following them in millions and millions and millions, and they are being polished and introduced, promoted in so many ways, and when they become those who are the leaders, those who are the celebrities, then they will use them for ads and all kinds of advertisements in order to get money and control and shaping the mind of the people and taking and creating a generation that is easy to control. A superficial generation with superficial mentality, superficial way of thinking, ideas to be controlled and to be used in any way they want. This is those kind of leaders or celebrities or role models, the bad role models. The Prophet ﷺ summarized this whole book. It's really, I will advise that if you have a chance to read this book, it's really very good, because he talks about the techniques, the way, the ideas, and all the aspects of life and how they go by doing it, especially those hidden forces behind the scene. The Prophet ﷺ summarized this whole book 1600 years ago in one authentic hadith. أُوتِيَ جَوَامِعَ الْكِلِمِ. The Prophet ﷺ, he will say by the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala few words that will include or cover the major concept that you may need books and books and researches to just only cover that hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith that is narrated in Musnad al-Imam Ahmad, which is authentic hadith, may Allah be pleased with him, the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ بَيْنَ يَدَيَ السَّاعَةِ سَنَوَاتٌ خَدَّاعَاتٌ. The Prophet ﷺ said, as the time approach the hour, the day of judgment, the hour of judgment, as we are approaching the end of the time, there will be deceiving years that the people is going to go through and live through. This time of deceiving years. يُصَدَّقُ فِيهَا الْكَاذِبُ, in which the people, the masses, the public, those new generations who are living in this time, they will believe those who are liars. They are truly, and all what they are saying is all lies, has nothing to do with the values and the fundamental ways of life for the generations and for the humanity, yet people will follow and will believe in it. And you will see people who are celebrities, has nothing to do with, for example, food or diet or nutrition. They will come into the ad to tell us what we should eat and what we should not eat. So they are merely liars. So you believe those liars, dear brothers and sisters. And when you say you believe them, doesn't mean that, oh, I believe you. No. When you adopt, when you embrace this kind of celebrities or these kind of ideas, of this kind of superficial kind of life, you are really believing in them. وَيُكَذَّبُ فِيهَا الصَّادِقُ. On the other hand, the truthful will be called liars. So you believe in the liars, you believe the liars, and you disbelieve those who are saying the truth. Look at, for example, dear brothers and sisters, go to the media, social media, and see how many people are following, for example, this kind of scholar, or this kind of scientist, or this kind of very famous completely like having all this kind of solid information and wisdom that he can contribute to the hundreds, thousands, 100,000s. What is that compared to some of those rock bands that are, when they have one kind of song or this, one of them is followed. If you go to their YouTube and you look at their song, dear brothers and sisters, it has been seen by 1 billion human beings. So this is as an example of what the Prophet ﷺ is telling us about this time that we are seeing and experiencing nowadays. ويكذب فيها الصادق ويؤتمن فيها الخائن. The one who betray the trust, you trust them. That's what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. That those who betray the trust of giving the truth, the wisdom, the right information for our kids, for our generations, for our grandkids, and for the future generations, those who betray the trust, those we or the masses, the public will trust them. وَيُخَوَّنُ فِيهَا الْأَمِينَ. But the one who is trustful, the one who is trustworthy, they are going to be called, or they are the one who you betray them, and the one who you call them that they are deceivers and they are not telling you the truth when they give you the advice. That's why if they are giving a speech, or they are making halaqah, or they are doing this or that, you will see only numbers, tens or hundreds people who will be willing to come and listen to them. And this is when the last part of the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَيَنْطِقُ فِيهَا الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ. The Prophet ﷺ said, الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ, in this kind of era, in this kind of time, in those kind of deceiving years, they will be the public speakers. They will be the representatives and those who are trusted by the public. And the Prophet ﷺ called them الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ. الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ in Arabic is belittling the word rabid. Rabid in Arabic means he is sitting doing nothing. They are jobless. They have no values, no purpose in life, yet they are sitting doing nothing, busy doing nothing, yet they are those who are the people who represent the masses. They are the celebrities who are followed by the millions. They are the role models for the generations and generations and generations to come. The Prophet called, he said, in these years, those deceiving years, Ar-Ruwaybidah will be the one who will talk. Ar-Ruwaybidah will be the one who will be listened to. When he say lies, yet, even though he is sitting do nothing, even though he has nothing to contribute to the civilization and to the values of the humanity, families, and so on, and society, yet they are the one who is going to be talking. يَنْطِقُ فِيهَا الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ. The Prophet ﷺ, the companion asked, O Prophet of Allah, who is الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ? وَمَا الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. The Prophet ﷺ said, الرَّجُلُ التَّافِهِ يَتَكَلَّمُ فِي أُمُورِ الْعَامَّةِ. He is the trivial person. That's exactly what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. They are those who are mediocres. The Prophet ﷺ says, they are the mediocres who speak and represent the masses. الرجل التافه يتكلم باسم العامة أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. ينطق فيها الرويبضة. قالوا وما الرويبضة يا رسول الله؟ قال الرجل التافه يتكلم في أمر العامة. How many ruwaybidas, dear brothers and sisters, we have on YouTube, in media, who show in their shows, TV shows, and so on and so on. They are called celebrities, leaders, role models, and so on and so on for the society, for the new generation especially, that are following them, and you will be surprised. People who have really true knowledge, those people who have true values, people who have really true wisdom to contribute for the society and for the family and for the social life, nobody even know about them or care about them. But those who are putting cameras in their homes and they show the people, they show everyone live what they are eating, when they go to the bathroom, when they do this or that, when they fight with their husbands or their boyfriends or this, followed by millions and millions of people. What did they contribute? What values they are making or adding to the society? What differences they are making in the life of the new generation? This generation that are living in a time where they used to say, now the world is a small village. Now we don't say that anymore. We say the world, all of the whole world, all the values of the world, all the corruption of the world is now all squeezed in one iPhone or telephone, in the hand of your son and my son, your daughter and my daughter, this new generation, and God help the future generations. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we don't have anymore this idea of societies that are separated, isolated. You have to travel 3 months on the camel in order to see what is the Romans are doing or the Persians are doing or this or this or that. Now the whole world, the whole cultures, the whole society, the whole everything with this globalization is now squeezed in one telephone. One small device in the hand of even 9, 6, 7 years old kids. An iPad or an iPhone or this or that, or any kind of telephone. So this is what the Prophet ﷺ is telling us. There will be a time where those Ruwaybidas will be introduced, promoted, and they will lead the scene. They will be the one who your kids and my kids will be looking at. And this is when we have to ask ourselves what kind of outcome we are expecting from our new generation, who are raised on this kind of superficial way of thinking, no depth, no clear understanding, always looking for shortcuts. What do we expect will happen to the future generation and to the whole earth? And this is exactly what I was talking about, dear brothers and sisters, in the previous khutbah. When we talked about that all the wise people, all the people of understanding, all the righteous people from all religions, no matter which religion is, they are all in one boat. They all are going to have the same kind of suffering. Either if you have isolation means equal to declension, extinction. And unless everyone get together and take the best of everyone else is having and making sure that we do our job towards our family, for our generations, and contribute for them a very solid foundation, introduce for them the true role models that we as Muslims, we believe in and we follow. When we do that, then there is a hope. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه فيفوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله كما أمر، والصلاة والسلام على خير البشر محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابهم يمين الغرر ما اتصلت عين بنظر وذن بخبر وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Dear brothers and sisters, when we talk about open channels, and when we talk about that we are all, as a whole, mankind, we are all in one boat, we don't mean that we follow and we close our eyes and we take and grab anything blindly. No. What the Prophet ﷺ, what the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what the companions of the Prophet ﷺ understood is الحكمة ضالة المؤمن أنى فوجدها فهو أحق بها أو التقطها. The believer is like the main owner of the wisdom, no matter where it is coming from. We believe that wisdom, no matter which person it is coming from, which society is coming from, which community it's coming from, if there is a wisdom that is supported and documented and evidence, with the evidence supported by the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we should be ready to grasp it and to consider ourselves as owners of this kind of wisdom. Otherwise, whatever happened to the others, dear brothers and sisters, will happen to us. Whatever we are talking about now, about this fake celebrities, about those ruwaybidas, dear brothers and sisters, they are the same back home. In most of the Muslim countries, that's exactly the same celebrities for their kids and for other countries. It's not just only here in the West or in the United States or this or that. And the result is going to be the same. The suffering is going to be the same. Remember when we cried so much, dear brothers and sisters, about Muslim brothers and sisters who suffered that heinous crime in New Zealand? When that person went into that masjid and he because he is a racist, and he start killing the Muslims and filming his crime and putting it on the social media so the people see the people when they are killed, when they are making sujood, when they are making salah, when they are making dua, when they are in one of the corners of the masjid, praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Few years later, we have seen it. Not maybe with Muslims, but with other brothers and sisters in humanity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept reminding us. إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ تَعَارَفُوا. We have seen it happen in Buffalo. 18 years old, even that case is even much worse, dear brothers and sisters. 18 years old, same age as our own kids, teenagers. Traveling hours. Look how planned is this. With all this hatred, travel hours to a community different than his. And look for the zip code, where is the majority of the black people are living in which community. And he select that zip code area, and he go and he do filming, and maybe many of you have already seen that film. Same ideas, same story, same everything, but maybe with different flags and different titles. When did this person, dear brother, when did this sick psycho, when did he has a chance to learn hatred? Just 18 years old. When did he learn to have all of this hatred? White supremacy, this ideology or that. 18 years old, when did he have a chance to even grasp or understand or have a deep thinking of these kind of ideas? But that's exactly what we are, what this new generation is going through, dear brothers and sisters, in one way or another. This is the risk that we need to expect, that if yesterday was a Muslim, today may be a Christian, other day is going to be a Jew, a third day is going to be a Hindu, and so on and so on, with no relationship whatsoever. When we enter the store, the market store, dear brothers and sisters, there were people like age of your mom and my mom selecting, and she is giving him her bag, shopping something maybe for her kids who are waiting at home for their mom. And he is just shooting as if he is shooting a bird, killing a bird. And that's exactly when I was talking with one of my brothers. We were saying, when we went to a shopping here, and we said, everything is getting expensive. Prices, inflation. He said, but there is only one thing that's getting cheaper. And that is the life of the people, the life of human beings, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Man ahyaha faka'annama ahya an-nasa jami'a. Whoever kill one innocent soul, the Prophet did not say a Muslim, just a soul. فَكَأَنَّمَا قَتَلَ النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا, as if he killed the whole humanity. وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. It is that problem, dear brothers and sisters, that this generation and the future generation is going to have, as long as the role models are for them الرويبضات, as the Prophet ﷺ said. Those who have no really value, those are the trivials, the mediocres, who are presented, promoted in order to become the role models, the celebrities. And unless we do our job, dear brothers and sisters, we have an education that is very solid, that is so deep, that will emphasize the most important concept of what is real life is about, what is the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is about, what is Tawheed is about. Unless we give this to our kids and grandkids, unless we have activities in these Islamic centers that will fill that thirst in the heart and the mind and the intellect of our kids. Don't be surprised, dear brothers and sisters, when the Prophet ﷺ having ghulam behind him, riding, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. Ghulam in Arabic means someone who is about 8 to 9 years old. And what the Prophet ﷺ is giving him the advice. Ya ghulam, inni u'allimuka kalimat, I am going to teach you a few words, O young man, young boy. احفظ الله يحفظك. Protect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah will protect you. احفظ الله تجده تجاهك. Keep Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart, in your mind, in your conscience, and Allah will always keep you. إذا سألت فاسأل الله. If you ask of Allah. إذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. If you seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. واعلم أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء. And know for sure, for certain, that if the whole world get together in order to benefit you with something that's not being written for you, they can't. Talking to 9 years old, dear brothers and sisters, of these deep concepts. And we think, oh, what is? And this is 18 years old. Criminal. 18 years old, like Osama ibn Zayd, 17 years old. He led a whole army to go and spread the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhammad al-Fatih, when he had the Khilafah, he was in the same age. There are so many examples from the real life. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, that the Prophet ﷺ is giving him this advice, he became one of the great scholars at the age of 20 and 21 and 22. It's what we are going to do. But most important, and more important than any of this, dear brothers and sisters, the family. We can talk about Islamic schools, we can talk about masajid, we can talk about activities, we can talk about everything. But what is more important, what is going on in our homes and in our houses? Are we only nourishing the body as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it in our responsibility to feed them, to give them drink and food and clothes? What about the tarbiyah, the education, the nourishing of the soul and the spirit? That is also our responsibility. It is our responsibility that we ordered our family. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. Protect yourself and your family from the hellfire. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Order your family and remind them with the salah and the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the relationship. We need to rise, dear brothers, sisters, in the way we addressing our family and our kids. واعلم أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لم ينفعوك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك وإن اجتمعوا على أن يضروك بشيء لم يضروك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله عليك رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف. The Prophet ﷺ, after he gave this advice to Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, young man, the pens has been lifted and the ink is already dry. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون احسنه. هذا واعلموا ان الله قد امركم بامر لا بنفسه وثنى بملائكه القدس فقال جل من قال ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما اعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت. اللهم لا تدع لنا في مقامنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا كربا إلا نفسته ولا عسيرا إلا يسرته ولا محتاجا إلا كفيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا ولدا إلا أصلحته ولا ولدا إلا أصلحته ولا ولدا إلا أصلحته ولا مجاهدا في سبيلك إلا نصرته. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا ولا منا ولا بيننا شقيا ولا محروما برحمتك أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله العلي العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا اعتدلوا straighten your lines don't leave any gaps shoulder to shoulder. استووا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan for a great khutbah and reminders of wisdom. Barakallah feek. 4 important reminders, inshallah. I'll make it very brief, but they are very important. Youth camp is coming up. Look out for your email. Inshallah, very detailed plan, and so we had a lot of requests, so inshallah you have all the plans in the email, inshallah. Secondly is Sisters Picnics is tomorrow at Pavilions, so we have 100 place for registrations, and they're all occupied. I was informed it's full, but it's very important that for all registered sisters to show up. There will be discussions about sister needs and goals, and we would like to craft strategies to serve our sisters in the future. So it's important to show up, voice up, share your thoughts about the future of our community. Third, FIA Faith Islamic Academy is hiring multiple jobs for next year. So if you are interested or you know somebody is interested, please email to jobs@faithislamicacademy.org. Faith Islamic Academy, jobs@faithislamicacademy.org. Jobs of multiple positions and multiple benefits, inshallah. Last but not the least, Hunger Walk donation is still on, still open with affiliation with the local food bank. If you are intent and interested to donate, please go to isak.org/donate, and the donation line will be closed on the 29th of this month for an event happening on May 1st. Jazakumullah khair wa barakallahu fikum.